Hi, I'm Sarah Ali and I'm Team Leader of Landscape Design and Conservation. The team sits within the Council's Planning, Transportation and Highways Department, and we are constantly championing the quality of public realm in our urban environment and working with the local plan team to develop planning policy that will ensure that all new development has easy access to public spaces and that we create the right conditions for young people to enjoy public spaces. Bradford is a great northern city with a population of over 500,000. The district is almost two-thirds rural, with a large urban centre and smaller market towns and villages, set within the landscape of the southern Pennine Hills. It's a beautiful place, with a stunning architectural heritage, home to enterprising and creative people, and strong and productive businesses. Our ambition is to create a healthy city, an environment where our young people have quality spaces, an environment that's a great place to live and play so that they can grow to have better lives, better health and better skills. We're putting our people, and in particular our children, at the heart of this work, and we will achieve this by using innovative design, delivery and policy, as well as working collaboratively and building capacity to ensure that the community and stakeholders are able to help shape it. A bottom-up approach that starts and ends with our communities. It's also an opportunity for communities to give something back, and more importantly, to build a lifelong relationship with the outdoor spaces. With a population of just over 500,000, almost a quarter of which is under 16, Bradford is the youngest city in the UK. Our urban population is diverse, with 1 in 4 people identifying as British of Asian origin. The city has high levels of deprivation, which are concentrated in our urban neighbourhoods, where most of our BAME communities live. Almost 40% of 10 to 11-year-olds are obese. Only 40% of children and young people are physically active. And in the summer, families use outdoor spaces on average 6 hours a week, and in winter, 1.5 hours a week. However, Asian families spend less than half the amount of time as their British counterparts. On average, people in Bradford live 8 years less than in their neighbouring greener towns like Harrogate. So we need to make changes and act early by altering behaviour and spaces so that our children have the same opportunities as neighbouring greener towns and cities. We are working with partners to help us improve our public spaces. The link between green spaces and health is well established, and in Bradford we've been focusing our work on health and using that as a driver for change. The impact of urban space is much stronger within more deprived groups, indicating that interventions which aim to improve quality or use of green space in more deprived areas will help reduce health inequalities. This slide shows the active Bradford network and a number of key programmes we are working with, including Jump, Well Bradford, Streets for People, Low Traffic Neighbourhood, Play Streets, School Streets and Better Place Bradford, to generate projects that have been invaluable in linking spaces to young people. This work is a whole system neighbourhood approach to not only increase the level of physical activity in our young children and their families, but to get them to spend more time outside. So as well as investing in redeveloping local spaces, we're investing a considerable amount of resource in bringing about behavioural change that will ensure long-lasting and sustainable impact. We very much want our young people to feel like valued members of our community, for their voices to be heard, and we want to involve them in a meaningful way. So one of the ways we're doing this is in developing plans that mean they are at the centre of change for the city over the next few years. We know that creating a place that works for children is a good place for everyone, so we're thinking about them and their future and putting them at the centre of our regeneration work. Working with partners like Jump and Better Place Bradford, we've been able to scope out underused sites and those that have potential or mean something to our young people and create and improve spaces that are inclusive and welcoming. And we've made access improvements with paths that are a little bit more imaginative, linking routes and green spaces to promote active play and travel and encourage everyone to scoot, cycle or walk more. In particular, working with groups of young girls to make sure they are being consulted and that they are designing spaces that meet their needs. We're involving the local community in projects much earlier and trying to sustain their involvement for longer, going beyond the project design and construction to foster ownership of spaces. We're working on how best to get them involved by understanding the issues that matter to them and looking ahead at how the spaces will be used. We're also looking at how we involve them in the design and strategy and national health and infrastructure policies that relate to local challenges and how we can work with them to deliver quality spaces. It's very much a local spaces for local people. We're developing an integrated approach which delivers high quality urban design and utilises more nature-based solutions. We're bringing together more partners to not only create spaces but incorporate climate change adaptation, biodiversity, habitat creation and linking it to other projects and strategies across the city and wider district, creating a series of stepping stones of urban spaces. By co-creating and co-producing green spaces and public realm designs, we ensure that input from all areas of the community contributes to the final design and build of spaces. This is done through several different methods involving local schools, mosques, churches and madrasas. We also adopt a multi-agency approach by working with organisations that are already engaging with our target audiences, linking into community events to better engage. Throughout the work, we ensure our young people's voice is heard and have opportunities to contribute and shape future plans throughout the process. Informal, less structured approaches are often a better way to involve young people. For example, activities or programmes that are based around interest or hobbies, learning skills or simply having fun by incorporating art and music, sports and games, and drawing on useful talent like gardening and cooking. Some of the programmes that are run from activation are in partnership with organisations such as Bradford, who are commissioned to activate spaces when they've been built. So what do young people need in design of the public realm to explore their city with confidence? Well, ultimately, it's the COMBI model for behavioural change. This cites capability, opportunity, and motivation as three key factors capable of changing behaviour. In order to encourage a particular behaviour, a person must feel they are both psychologically and physically able to do so, have the social and physical opportunity, and want to do it more than other compelling behaviours. Bringing young people's views into decision making is done through co-design and co-creation, and involving them in the projects earlier and sustaining their involvement for longer, and by building confidence and upskilling, and creating ownership and empowering them, and giving them opportunities to contribute throughout the projects. It's also about building resilience in the community from a very young age, and regular engagement to allow dialogue and contributions. Together, we're not only regenerating physical spaces, but we're trying to regenerate local people. It's not just about increasing opportunities, but also working on the capability and motivation of people. And finally, our all systems approach is also reflected by involving our colleagues within the council and colleagues in public health, neighbourhoods, maintenance team, our highway engineers, so that we can all deliver greater benefits with the resources that are available. Thank you.